Good morning. Welcome to another one-mind meditation. And welcome to the start of a new week. It is Monday, and we are jumping into a new week together. Hope you've had a great weekend. You found yourself rested and ready to take on this new week. We have a new teacher for this week. This week we are jumping into the work of Tara Brach. Tara Brach is a psychologist from the US, and I come across her work quite often, and I really love her content and the way she looks at things. Estelle, good morning, happy Monday. Sunmarie, good morning, happy Monday. Welcome to a new week together with all of us. Okay, so for this morning we're looking specifically at some of her words that we can use in the week ahead. Something we can put to practical use as we look at a new week. And the first one I've got is, Tara Brach says that there are some things that we can't choose. There are some things that we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to them. Quite simple, and I'm sure that resonates with everyone. Melanie, good morning. Julian, good morning. Ange, good morning. Michael, good morning. It's awesome seeing you all here. Welcome to the start of a brand new week. There are some things we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to these things. Karabo, good morning. Happy Monday. A kind of a similar thought that says, mindfulness is a pause. Mindfulness is a pause. It is the space between stimulus and response. That is where choice lies. That is all that mindfulness is. It's a very simple explanation of what mindfulness is. It is simply that pause, the space between stimulus and response, the space in which our choice lies. Jacqueline, good morning, and Michelle, good morning. If you look into your week ahead and you take a moment to pause on these two thoughts. Leshna, hello, welcome to Monday. And try and make a note in your mind about stepping into this week, or whatever it is that comes this week. We might have some idea of what happens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but there are always things that catch us a little bit off guard, things we might not have expected or thought of. Vivian, good morning, happy Monday. There are some things we can't choose. Well, there are many things we can't choose, but in being present, we can choose how we want to relate to them. Mindfulness is a pause. It is the space between stimulus and response. That is where our choice lies. And then together with the third one, before we get started, looking into your week ahead, to flourish and keep evolving, we need to know how to make peace with the truth of uncertainty. She calls it the truth of uncertainty. That's an acceptance that there are so many things we don't know, won't know, speed bumps, obstacles for which we just won't be prepared. To flourish and keep evolving, we need to know how to make peace with the truth of uncertainty. So Peter, good morning, happy Monday. Right, let's take a moment to meditate on these thoughts and put them in relation to our week ahead. So if you are ready, you can close your eyes and let's float away into this journey together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn deep down into your belly. And as you breathe in, make yourself taller. As you breathe in, feel yourself grow. When you've reached your full height, let all of it go. We've heard a couple of words around being present. And there are many things that will happen that we can't control. And that mindfulness, that being mindful, is what puts us in the position of being able to choose how we want to respond to these things we can't control. Viktor Frankl also called it the space between stimulus and response. In that space is our freedom, because we have the freedom to choose how to respond. But it is very often the case that we miss that space, that we don't see or feel the space, because we're being subjected to our own old programs. A program written specifically for survival, keep us alive, to make us feel like we can cope. And in that old program, in those old patterns, the reaction is already programmed. When we act from that program, from the pattern, from the automatic reaction, we completely miss the space. We don't feel the space between stimulus and response. In order to find that mindfulness, in order to find that space, we have to continually bring our awareness back to this present moment so that we can see the space. What you're doing right now, you're breathing. You're inhaling all the way up. You're exhaling all the way down. You're softening your body. You are softening your nervous system. This is the place where you are able to recognize that space. Your breath returns you to being present. Have a look at your week ahead and plan in your mind where are good spots during every day where you can put everything down, turn away from what you're doing, and just take a few deep breaths and use your whole body to breathe. Up as you inhale and soften as you exhale. How many times a day can you stop and breathe? And can you see yourself doing that every day? You're giving yourself the opportunity to be in a place where you can actually recognize that space. The space between stimulus and response. The space in which you have the freedom to choose how you want to respond. Breath brings you back again and again. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles and big half circles to the left and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine and see if you can curve your spine into an S all the way from your head down to your tailbone. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having stepped into presence as much as we can, let's turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of today's journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel all the way into your body. Feel your body soften. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Your shoulders are slowly falling. Your body is slowly softening. And you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your body dissolving. Feel yourself slip into a deeper surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you do, follow the journey. Feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And then as you fill up the balloon in your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. You are holding you inside of you. breath only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a long, slow, softening exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, as you take the moment for you to hold you, welcome you to the start of a new week. Take your next big breath. We'll start with creating some clarity, as much as we can anyway, for the week ahead. What is known in your week ahead? What are the things that come up this week that you know? Run them through your head. Maybe there are meetings. Maybe there's seeing clients. Whatever it might be. What do you know about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Bring them up into your mind and create a picture of how you would want these things to go. These events, these meetings, these interactions, how do you want them to play out? And see with as much clarity as you can. Take your next big breath. And then let's just focus on one thing. You might already have done that. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, focus on just one thing that's happening this week. And if you could choose, if it's your decision to decide how this goes, how would you want to see this go? Take your next big breath. We have to start with being clear about what we want. Do you ever use words to say what you want? Do you ever use words to ask and say, this is how I would like it to go? Do you put it out in the universe? Do you ask God? Let's do it one more time. Find one thing that you know is coming up for you this week and say the words, ask the question with as much clarity as you can. Tell God, tell the universe, this is the outcome I would like to have from this event. Take your next big breath. We have to start with clarity, and if we don't, how would we know how to respond? Even if we find the space between stimulus and response. If we don't have clarity about what we want, what will we base our response on? And then, as we know, there is so much that we cannot control. There is so much that is unknown and will cross our paths. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, how would you like to show up this week? This is another thought, a question, a prayer. When you meet the unknown, when you are caught off guard, when things that you couldn't control goes out of control, how do you want to show up to those moments? Can you see yourself? Catch yourself? Can you see yourself stop and breathe and return yourself to presence? Can you see yourself, remind yourself that there's a space here? Even though I have no control, there is a space between stimulus and response, and I can choose how I want to respond to what is happening. Take the opportunity with your next big breath as you dive deep into you to rehearse and see yourself, catch yourself. See yourself, remind yourself. Take your next big breath. take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow, softening exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, soften. As you breathe out, invite softness into every part of your body. One more big breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There's no more tension on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down. Feel yourself just floating. To flourish and keep evolving, we need to know how to make peace with the truth of uncertainty. Making peace with the truth of uncertainty is the advice from Tara Brach. The fact that no matter how much clarity we have, there's not much that we actually control. Does that make you feel fear? The thought that there's not much you can control? Does the idea that pretty much everything is out of your hands and out of your control stir up resistance within you? Think for a moment of a sailboat. Can you see the sailboat on the ocean? With sails full of wind. How much of the wind does the captain control? How much of the sea currents does this captain control? The waves that slap the side of the boat every second. How much of that does he control? None of it. Nothing is in his control but his choice of how to respond. And in this response of the captain to all of these things he cannot control, His response is almost never 100% accurate. It needs constant adjustment. Sometimes it's too much sail out and it needs to be lessened. Sometimes there's not enough sail out and it needs to be more. Sometimes the boat's nose points too far to the left and sometimes too far to the right, and it has to be brought back. Sometimes the wind turns and everything that's been set up for the wind in a certain direction suddenly just doesn't matter anymore. It has to all be changed. Another thought I really love for the start of my week is this. The true master always has perfectly clear intent. Can you see that? Can you see having perfectly clear intent? The true master always has clear intent and also accepts whatever happens as the perfect outcome. Can you hold both of those? Can you find a balance between the two? Having clear intent and also accepting whatever happens as the perfect outcome. Can you start your day on Tuesday the same way? Clear intent. And then put yourself to bed on Tuesday evening at peace that however the day turned out was perfect. Can you start every day this week knowing what you want from the day? And then put yourself at bed at night telling yourself, today you did your best, no matter how the day turned out. My wish for you this week is that this balance, the balance that says I won't give up. No matter how many times the wind changes, I'll keep correcting my course. And I'll also be at peace that however this works out is perfectly fine. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege of standing at the start of a new week. Opportunity of looking into the week and creating as much clarity as I can. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning. Thank you for getting better at being the captain of my boat. Deep breath in. adjusting sails, constantly making changes without blaming. Thank you for not losing hope and not getting negative every time things feel like they're changing. Thank you for having clarity and also accepting however it turns out is perfect. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Hey, good morning, Charlene. It's good to see you. And Michael, thank you for that beautiful message. Hope you have a wonderful Monday too. I love this image of sailing so much. We live in a modern world where we've learned that, or we think we've learned that when we press a button, there's a result. And we kind of want our world to work that way. Everything is automated and everything works. You press a button, the light comes on, and everything should be that way. But if we had lived in an older time, we would have known that none of these things are in our control. I think one of the most valuable things a person can learn comes from being a sailor, sailing across an ocean with nothing under your control except sails. The rest is all feels like chaos. And learn that this is just how it is. But in this what seems like chaos, if you zoom out far enough, you can see it's not really. It's just not in our control. And it doesn't matter how much things feel out of our control. In that moment between, that space between stimulus and response, it is still fully in our control to decide how. How do I respond to this? How do I adjust my sails? Love you all. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you, somebody. Thank you, Leshna. Thank you, Ange. Love you all lots. Have a great week.